Hey, welcome to the Social Space. This is our show about, it's National Pet Week, guys.
All right.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
We're gonna have pet-related guests on today. Jackie, you are back.
I am.
Glad
It's
to
good.
have you. Teresa filled in. She did a good job.
She did
Did
great
do a
job.
good job.
Yeah, but
I know. I just really love her.
Thanks for finding us someone to step in for you.
Well, thank you.
I'm assuming you were making money, making deals.
Well, I was out working.
Yeah, okay.
I promise if I'm not here, I'm not sitting home eating
No,
bones.
I could not see you doing
Yeah,
that.
I'm working. I was in the big city of Houston, which, you know, whew, a lot going on down
A
there.
lot going on down in Houston. Speaking of a lot going on, Andrew Bell's family opened the family pool.
Oh, yeah.
Saw videos
Yeah.
of your girls swimming.
Yes, went swimming yesterday.
Didn't see you in the water.
I will not get in just yet. I'll let the girls have all the fun they want, and then Daddy will get in later.
When the sun is a little hotter outside.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, we're going to introduce our guest real quick. Joe Wurster from, here we are, Veterinary Hospital.
Colonial Park, yes, sir.
And what is your title out there?
Well, that's a good question. I guess I'm the owner.
Owner,
yeah.
That's a title.
This is a title, you know, kind of kennel worker. Veterinarians kind of have to do it all. So, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Well, how long have you been there?
So I graduated from Texas A&M University in 2001. And veterinary medicine is actually a second career for me. So I did some other things before then, kind of dabbled around, have a degree in political science and economics for what it's worth. And
Did not know that.
yeah. So
What is it worth?
not much as a veterinarian, exactly. Yeah, not much as a veterinarian. I can read the newspaper and maybe understand what's going on. Yeah. Or New York Times kind of thing. So I've been, Colonial Park is the only place that I've ever been a veterinarian. So I'm originally from Wichita Falls and knew the partners there for forever. So I've been here for 20 years.
Awesome. And we're also going to introduce Billy and Cricket here, my pups.
All right.
Just ran over and got them at lunch. And real quick, before we start the interview with Joe, let's talk about our partners real quick. Yeah. Channel 6, News Channel 6, 10:35 p.m. right after the news. You can watch the show. You can listen to it on NewsTalk 1290 Saturday mornings. Yeah. That's with Townsquare Media, like Greg does on the tractor. It's my favorite thing to say now. And our Sean and Tanya Choate, Impact Signs at Falls Truck Center, our partners, just finished a cool commercial for him.
Did.
Watch it during the break. And
I noticed you played it last week on the show. It was good.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That and James Lane. We got 2 new commercials.
I know.
Yeah.
We got
Awesome.
lots going on in the video department.
We do.
Whew.
We do.
I will say
do.
this, Joe. When I get to drive down Taft, where your place is located, I always say it's real close to the Sonic, right there on Taft.
That's
and
exactly
Southwest
what we
Parkway.
say, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I love what you've done to the outside.
Thank you.
I know Andrew Bell was instrumental in creating your new logo.
Absolutely. I think I probably drove him crazy.
No.
You know, like, okay, this line is just a little too thick. That doesn't look like a dog. You know, like
Part of it.
Got to be around for a long time.
Yeah, the give and take was probably me more giving than anything, saying, hey, I don't know about this, but it's fantastic.
Oh my gosh, it looks so pretty lit
Right.
up at night
Yeah.
driving by there. In fact, Andrew, you made the comment earlier, it almost looks too unique and special to even be in Wichita Falls.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Pretty cool.
Yeah, well, and there's the guy that did it. You
Yeah.
know?
I know,
yeah.
he does do great logos.
Fantastic.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
So tell us, for those that don't know you, tell us about the services that you guys offer there.
So we are an exclusive small animal clinic. So that means that we're not working on big animals. So no horses, no cattle, no goats, pigs, that sort of thing. Dr. Kathy Stoltenmeyer will occasionally do an exotic pet, so a bird or pocket pet like a hamster or gerbil or something like that. But generally we're dogs and cats. Mm-hmm. And so we're considered a general practice. So we're just like the general practice that you go to for your own health care. And then we actually have a specialist surgeon that comes in once a week to do specialized surgery as well.
What percentage is, I'm just curious, I don't know, percentage of dogs versus cats that you see?
That's a good question. So it's more dogs. So it's probably about 70% dogs, 65 to 70% dogs. I feel like we have a high percentage of cats. We have, occasionally we'll have preceptors coming from different vet schools, and we just had one from LSU this last week, and she was like, y'all see a lot of cats. So maybe relative to some other general practices, we do have sort of a high percentage, but that's about it.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Joe, you were talking about your new partnership with Texas Tech. Can you explain that a little bit?
Yeah, it's something, we're very excited about. So the demand for veterinarians is through the roof because of what's going on with just people in general and the way we're kind of living our lives. The pandemic had a little thing to do with that. But so they've been trying to get a vet school at Texas Tech for years, And they finally convinced the legislature that it was something that needed to get funded and do. And so they're actually going to have their first veterinary class starting in this fall. And what they're going to do, it's going to be a little different. Most veterinary schools have a veterinary teaching hospital. So it's a hospital that's actually on site. Well, what they've decided to do is what's called a distributive model. So they've tried to partner with clinical practices really in West Texas. And that's where the need really is for Texas. There's plenty of people that want to go to the Metroplex, but for those of us out here kind of in the hinterland, it's been tough and it's hard to get people to come do it. So they've decided that with this distributive model, they need good clinical partners. And we were selected as one of those clinical partners because of the type of practice that we have what we provide. So it's really it's a big deal for us. And it's going to be great to have sort of those young students coming in, and they'll do 4-week rotations with us just to learn how to be a general practitioner.
That's awesome.
Hey, we were talking right before the show how important pets are to mental health, especially through last year.
Sure.
I mean, the pet industry alone is, oh my gosh, has to be $1 billion industry.
Yeah, it is. It's really crazy, and the pandemic only really accentuated that.
Yeah.
Because people went to the shelters, and the shelters were empty, and they just really went out because they knew they were going to be home, and then they're spending all this time with their animals. So what that carried over to us is, I don't want to look a gift horse in the mouth, but we've really almost been too busy. So we're kind of almost even understaffed to a degree that we're just trying to survive because there's so much demand for our services locally and just sort of nationally. But you're absolutely right. Pets are very important. I have a few. I think everybody here at this table has a few too. So
I'm worried that Billy's going to think the artificial grass is real because I know he has to poop.
Yeah, there you go.
Just watching them.
This feels like turf. So yes, they're super important for like mental health and physical health. They've done the studies to say, hey, look, if you have a pet, you live longer. Your blood pressure's lower. All of those sorts of things.
That's interesting.
I had a good friend that said when she has to rotate back to the office, she lives in the Metroplex. She goes, I'm really going to go through withdrawal because I've been with my pet 7 days a week now.
Sure.
And she goes, my dog's not going to know what to do with me not being there during the day anymore.
Right. Yeah, the separation anxiety. And that's a real deal.
Separation anxiety. Yeah.
Dogs are communal animals just like people. So they live in, sort of wild dogs will live in that kind of structure and hierarchy, and that's why they fit in so well with our lives.
Sure.
So they're just part of the family. And it's why I do what I do.
Yeah.
That kind of love and compassion.
Yeah, they look at you as their pack.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Some of them probably want to be the leader of the pack.
Which reminds us, Eric, your two beautiful dogs, do they train you or do you train them?
I'm not sure what that means, but they're definitely walking out in front when I'm walking them, so I think they've got me trained.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
I think the Cesar Milan would tell me I'm doing it all wrong. Dog whisperer. Well, awesome. Do we get it all? How do we have new patients? How should they get it? Learn more.
So, Andrew's also done a fantastic website for us. So, so it's colonialpark.vet. And that's a good way to get information. You can certainly call us, and we're happy to go through if you have any questions or concerns, and help you out any way we can.
That's awesome.
Okay, that's awesome. Well, we're gonna keep it going. We lost Cricket. She's around here somewhere. She's over there. And we're going to continue with the National Pet Week.
Yes.
We're going to be right back with Beth Tate from Wichita Valley Pet Cremation. We'll be right back.
Four incredible radio stations. That's who we are. We are Townsquare Media, and we bring the best of radio to the North Texas area. Wake up early with NewsTalk 1290. That's us. How about Kelly Raspberry on 92.9 NIN? Yep, that's us. Bringing you the best of country with 102.3 The Bull. That's us. And rocking it all day long with 106.3 The Buzz. That's us. We are Townsquare Media, and we're proud to be a sponsor of the Social Space.
Welcome back to the Social Space, National Pet Week this week. I was just informed we've lost Cricket. We've got Billy here. Eric,
She's
Jackie,
still alive.
Andrew. No,
Right.
lost. She's back there. She's around here somewhere. Now then, a serious subject though. Beth Tate's here from Wichita Valley Pet Cremation. Beth, how you doing? Thanks for being with us.
Good.
Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course we are. And
Appreciate
Jackie's
it.
just been talking you up, saying what a wonderful thing you do for this community and all that. What do you guys do?
Well, we offer a respectable alternative to burial. We own a farm, and so until we even heard of pet cremation, that's all we did was burial. Completely wonderful and respectable option for your babies. But there are so many families who are in need of an alternative because they don't own a home. They don't have a grandpa that has land. They may be military. They may travel a lot. And so cremation is a really respectful alternative to be able to bring their baby with them.
I never even thought about that. You live in an apartment.
Yeah, it's a huge blessing. And there's a different kind of closure that comes from actually bringing your baby back home and having them. Some people still opt to bury their remains, but some of them keep them, right there on the nightstand. So whatever help, we all deal so differently with loss.
Yeah.
And so whatever gives you the best closure is important. So.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Sorry.
No, you're fine. If you've lived with that pet 12, 15 years, that pet is like your child, part of your
Right.
everyday. So
For sure.
at that end of life of that pet, how do you deliver? I mean, what is the process? Do they pick up the phone and call you, or?
Most often it's a phone call. Of course, some of our clients come through us via a vet's office.
Yes, a vet,
Maybe we're at Dr. Wurster's clinic picking up for a client there. And so it varies. We're extremely flexible. We offer at-home pickup. Lots of families choose to bring their pets to us.
Sure.
And so just really whatever's best for their heart. So
Beth, how did you get in this line of service to customers? And
that's
stuff
a
like
great question.
Yeah.
Well, we moved here 8 years ago and bought a Wichita Valley farm. We own one of the last remaining, and we're super proud of that. We're still working on renovating it, but Barry's always wanted his own business. He's worked in insurance forever and just always wanted a family business. And when we found out that Wichita Falls didn't have a local pet cremation option, then we just knew. We have a working farm, so we have lots of pets, and not just fur babies, feathers and what all, and we just love them, and we love people. So we just knew this was a perfect option for us because we know what it feels like. We've been there, and we're just passionate about taking care of not only their baby but the family's hearts. It's critical to help them gain that closure.
Sure.
So.
Gosh, I mean, sometimes that it's coming, and you may be at a vet and they have to, put your loved pet to sleep, and sometimes it happens suddenly when you least expect it. But you guys step right in. I remember the first time you came to our office, I thought, they have the perfect personality for that. Just a personality of love and compassion, and I would think that would take a lot because pets are very important to people today.
Aren't they?
Their
though?
mental health, everything. It's part of their family.
Right.
How long have you had your dogs?
This guy's 12 and Cricket's 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've had
Yeah.
So sweet.
So, yeah, Popper, my middle daughter, she can be a little bit timid and kind of get over anxious and stuff like that. And we have 2 little dogs like Eric, and I can just see her as she pets, the boy or the girl, and just see that anxiety go away. And so, yeah, I totally get that.
Yeah, he literally has the same kind of dogs, Maltese. Now, he has 3 little girls, so it makes sense. I'm a single middle-aged man. I don't know what's going on here with these. But I will tell you that I'm going to go ahead and make this proclamation here. I myself want to be cremated. I really do.
Yeah.
But then you can do cool things with the ashes.
Yeah.
I mean, I want mine added to like a skin cream or something. Just
Oh, well, I don't know about that. But that farmer, Greg Hoegger, wants to be cremated as well.
Yeah. Really?
And I go, are you serious? And he goes, I really do.
I've heard about like hunters having their ashes put into shotgun shells and shot over their favorite thing.
Wow.
And added to paint for a painter and painted. I have some ideas for mine, but it's family shows.
So how does someone go about reaching you guys if they have a pet that might be close to death or they lose one? How do they go?
Lots of times they'll contact me by phone or by messenger. It's about half and half. Lots of times it may be 3 a.m. and I get a little ding. You know, we start messaging and they just, you know, they know it's coming and they're scared and wanting to kind of have a plan in place. So, yeah.
Wow.
It is good information.
Wonderful to have a plan in place. But when you don't, you know, we're just right there. I have my phone with me all the time. So phone and texting is, I stay pretty busy.
Sure. Yeah. What a great service, especially to even talk about during National Pet Week, Eric.
Yeah, it really is important, you know, because, you know, this guy here is not that young. Yeah. So, you know, you don't like think about it, but it is a reality. So, you know.
Sure.
Yeah, it's something we definitely don't want to. And a lot of our clients will say, we never heard of you until today. We found you on Google. And I'm like, well, it's not something we want to think about.
And they can find you on Facebook as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well, gosh, Beth, thank you so much. I had no idea until the day that we had this service here, too. So I hope a lot more people can find y'all and use y'all. And you know, when the need
thanks
arises.
for helping us get the word out because
it's
just critical to reach the people that need us because they, you know, they really
now,
do
can you
need
cremate
us.
all sizes?
We do have kind of just a limit on what we can actually handle.
Okay.
Probably the largest dog we've done, maybe 250.
Oh, that's pretty big.
Okay.
Wow, that's real big.
That's a big dog.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Beth, thank you so much for being on. What we're going to do in our third segment is a Benjamin Rimmert's Shepherd Speaks. We've got a good one.
Good.
Get out there. And we thank you so much for being on here.
Yeah.
And we also thank Joe for being on here. And we will see you guys next week.
This is a problem. That grind, that click, that constant leak. Whatever it is, you heard it last year, and you probably put it on your to-do list. Ah, the famous to-do list. Well, that list gets long, and so do the days. But your AC still needs a tune-up. You could wait for that first triple-digit degree day.
We're talking about consecutive days of triple-digit heat.
Or you could call
James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing. This is Laura.
Hey Laura, good to see you again. We don't like 102-degree weather, but we're climbing the ladder. We don't prefer hanging out in the crawl space, but we're down there chasing the leak. And we don't like when your AC has problems, but we like to fix them. James Lane Air Conditioning and Plumbing.
Hello team, welcome to another edition of Shepherd Speaks. I'm Brigadier General Kenyon Bell and I'm joined by Chief Master Sergeant Wayne Jones and we're representing your 82nd Training Wing Command Team. We're excited to be with you today coming from the 82nd Logistics Readiness Squadron. You know, there's a famous quote that's attributed to General Omar Bradley. It says, "Amateurs talk strategy and tactics, professionals talk logistics." There's no doubt why this installation cannot run without the professionals at the 82nd LRS making all the missions on Team Shepherd go.
That's right, sir. So as a nuclear weapons technician, I've had the opportunity to work with logistics readiness squadrons and professionals all over the world. It is amazing to get the opportunity to see the LRS professionals advance the mission of the United States Air Force. And they would definitely not be able to do that if they didn't focus on processing people, preparation, and planning to ensure that we have things at the right place at the right time. Their mission is vast, and they are the heavy lifters in the Air Force.
You know, Chief, the mission of the 82nd Logistics Readiness Squadron is to fuel, sustain, and mobilize Team Shepherd. And quite frankly, their footprints and fingerprints are all over this installation. Everything from helping our new airmen in training who have recently graduated move on to their first duty assignments, to the transportation and vehicle maintenance, to equipment issue and warehouse management, all the way to helping our flying operations for the 80th Flying Training Wing. They are all over the place in making sure that the missions here at Team Shepherd go without fail.
That's right, sir. As you know, the LRS is everywhere that the mission goes, and they never stop moving. The Logistics Readiness Squadron was even instrumental during the COVID-19 operations, where we transitioned from busing airmen from basic military training to flying them to Shepherd Air Force Base. Additionally, the LRS for the second year in a row was #1 in the Air Force for fuels transactions due to the support that they provide to the 80th Flying Training Wing.
All right, Chief, well, let's check out some of these guys in action. Today we're going to hear from Senior Airman Arthur Walker, who is an inbound cargo technician and hails from Akron, Ohio. And we're also going to hear from Mr. Jefferson GUILLORY, who is the Fuel Services Contract Manager and has been here for some time and is extremely passionate about what he does. So let's take a listen to what they have to say about doing their jobs, and then we'll join you on the back end.
I'm Jefferson GUILLORY, the fuels manager here at Shepherd Air Force Base. We're standing here today at the bulk storage tank farm. This is where we receive our aviation fuel. We receive by commercial tank trucks. We normally receive 8 to 12 tank trucks a day. We get the fuel from a local source here in Wichita Falls, Texas. We support the 80th Flying Training Wing and the 82nd Training Wing with fuel support. At the 80th Flying Training Wing, our trucks, we refuel the planes on the flight line. We refuel the T-6 aircraft and the T-38 aircraft. Once our trucks issue fuel on the flight line and the trucks get low or get close to being empty, our R11 refueling units come to bulk storage and fill at the fill stands. We have 3 fill stands. And once they fill the trucks, they return back to the flight line and issue more fuel. We also support the 82nd Training Wing. There's a couple of squadrons who need fuel support, whether it be for equipment or their tanks or organizational tanks. We put jet fuel in those as well. And we also support ground fuels. We provide ground fuels here at Shepherd Air Force Base as well for the Blue Fleet, which is the Air Force vehicles, and equipment all around the base. We issue diesel fuel to snow plows, generators, equipment, whatever the need is, we're there to support.
So my specific job here at LRS is to oversee the packages that we receive for the base as far as commercial carriers such as FedEx, DHL, UPS, and select truck carriers. As far as the packages that we receive here at Shepherd, it can vary from a pack of pencils and supplies to aircraft wings, engines. We receive a lot of those. We can be shipping out dogs for security forces for them to deploy. As far as the ammunition that's used on the base, we ship and receive those. LRS plays a big part in the mission here at Shepherd because not only do we take care of PCSing and household goods shipments for tech schoolers going to different bases across the world, but we also take care of permanent party that are here at Shepherd, along with the inject that is located here. We take care of the parts that come in for those engines to be able to take off and fly.
All right, so you can absolutely see why they are so integral to the missions here that we have at Shepherd Air Force Base. Everything from the 3 primary warehouses they oversee and the $12 million in inventory, inbound and outbound cargo, and deployment readiness in aircraft fuels. They have their hands in everything across the installation.
Yes, sir, and they do all of this with 132 people. Picture this, with 14 military, 28 civilians, and 90 contractors. This last year has been extremely challenging, but quite frankly, LRS has made this bearable due to all of their support.
That's right, Chief. We just can't overstate what the 82nd LRS means to all of our missions here at Team Shepherd. We're extremely thankful for all the men and women who work tirelessly to make this mission go. We want to thank also this wonderful squadron leadership team that has allowed us to come and visit with them today. The Squadron Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Lauren Guibert, and the Squadron Superintendent, newly pinned on Senior Master Sergeant Yolanda Reynolds. Thank you very much, teammates. Congratulations to you on a job well done.